Okay, hello there, I'm Dennis. In this video, we're going to use ports and install Kdenlive. I had this problem with GhostBSD and gave up on GhostBSD, and come to find out it wasn't GhostBSD at all, it was the version number. They apparently had come out with a new version and it would not work. A couple days after I did that last video, I brought up my FreeBSD and Kdenlive. You'll see here it no longer did the wave form show. So this was Kdenlive 21.08.1. Okay, and here's the same problem I was reporting in GhostBSD. I have a short clip set up here that's got audio and video, and immediately you should see that there's no video in the frame, in the preview frame, and if I drag it down, you'll see there's a space for audio, and it does work. You just do not see the waveform, which is a big deal. I decided to go ahead and try to install Kdenlive through the ports, but first thing I have to do is uninstall, and I could have done that in the terminal just then, but I'm going to do it here in Octo package. So we'll look up Kdenlive. You'll see by the green box it is installed, and I'm going to remove it. Now this is the binary form pkg install Kdenlive, but I'm going to use ports. And the reason why I didn't just do the video thing through it all, because I didn't know if it was going to succeed or not. Luckily for me, it did. And let me get some things rearranged here. There we go. Here's the web page for the FreeBSD.org ports. First thing you want to do is where is Kdenlive? If it's installed, it'll show up as being in user, but it shows up as being in ports, media, Kdenlive. So let's CD into that. We'll run a sudo make config. And this step's not totally necessary, I don't think, unless there's something you want to remove at this point. You'll see what I'm saying here. Here you can see all the options are checked. And I'll put descriptions in here what each one of these do. Like I said, unless you want to look at it and uninstall some of this stuff, this step's probably not necessary. But I wanted just to show that you could have that much control over it. So if we ls and in multimedia, we'll see that we have Kdenlive listed in their ports. All right. I'm going to say clear first, make some room, sudo make install, and then clean Kdenlive. Now we're going to get a series of questions, screens asking us, do we want to install or uninstall or deselect several of these options? And I just, for the most part, I went for the default. And I figured if it was something I needed that I didn't have, I could install it either through binary or ports, using the ports collection. So let me get set up here, and we'll just kind of keep a running track of. And what I did was I recorded with simple screen recorder, and in between I paused the video, and anything that was pertinent or any of these options, I started the recording again. And I was just fascinated watching this thing work, and I was more than ecstatic when it succeeded. Now here you see this option is not checked, and I'm going to accept that as default and hit enter. Snowball stemmer. I need to look that one up. I said I was going to, and I haven't. Snowball stemmer. I like the name. And this whole process took about 60 minutes. Another option, Pi37 URL library 3s. I read it in the handbook that you don't have to understand. Ports makes it easy to install packages that are not in the binary form, and it makes them fairly easy, and you don't really have to know anything, and like I'm doing here, except all the defaults. Now, if you're an expert and you know what you want and don't want, you'll know what some of these options are, and you can feel free to adjust them any way you want, whatever works for you. Me, I just accepted the defaults. One of the reasons is this is like my fourth or possibly the fifth attempt at building a package from ports, and I haven't completely succeeded yet, which was the reason why I didn't record the whole thing and comment and all that using OBS, because I didn't know if it was going to pass or fail. Native language support for GMake. GMake is a prerequisite of, or a dependency of, Kdenlive, and so it's having to make that before it installs Kdenlive. And later on, when we get to the end of this, I'm going to show you some terminal commands where you can see some of that stuff. Okay, in all appearances, it looks like I failed here. Truth is, well, you need to read it and see what it says. Unfinished jobs. Let's see if there's anything really pertinent. Now I'm going to reboot, and then we'll come back and try this again. All right, so we're back up. Bring up the terminal. Take me a few minutes to get set back up. This is the coolest command right here. Package query -a. You can read. That's the coolest command, and I'll demonstrate that here at the end. We're going to repeat the process now. We're going to CD back into user ports multimedia Kdenlive. And this time we'll ls in Kdenlive, and you can see there's a make file, a distribution info, files, package descriptor, and package list. So we're going to sudo make install. And I realized at this point I don't have everything set up, so let me get it set back up. Open up my notes. Go. Let me get that separated here. Move my terminal up where I'll have room to reposition this where I wanted it. So that says pause 5, but we're after the reboot and I haven't paused it yet, but I will. So we're going to say sudo make install Kdenlive, not clean this time. And you can see the number right there, 2012.0. Kdenlive 12.20.0. And in FreeBSD, this version works just flawlessly. There it is again, Kdenlive 2012.0. But with the newest one, it does not. So you can see I've CD'd into multimedia, Kdenlive, and then we sudoed. As root user, we make install Kdenlive. And see, it's not in the menu yet. It's still B4L. That is, let's see, something for Linux. Video for Linux, I believe. Video for Linux support. All right, so I am going to pause again. Come back. It don't seem like it takes very long when you just pause in between. All right, another option window, which is pretty cool because when you install it when you use PKG to install it, you don't get near the options that you do when you compile it. That is one feature that I like. However, I hadn't had a whole lot of success. And I'm not sure. I probably, whatever I have failed at, I feel like I could have probably researched it better and probably got it to work. And when you see it error out like it did here the first time, you immediately think you failed. And well, I rebooted and restarted the process, and you can see we have not failed. So FFmpeg support's coming in. See what I'm saying? That's awesome. Jack audio server. This stuff you don't have that option. These options whenever you install it from PKG install. So this is almost finished. You can see the clock at the bottom right. It's at 11:28, and I believe I started at 10:38. 10:38, I believe. So the clock down there says 11:31. So we're reaching an hour. So it was not a fast process, but although out of some of the other things I tried, it was very fast. There was one I tried, I can't remember what it was, but I tried it literally for from 8 a.m. until 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I believe, before I finally gave up. Kdenlive. And I do believe we're getting very close here. Important thing here is that we're not getting a lot of errors. There was some warnings come in, but they're warnings. Now here we're finished, and it says we started at 10:34 and the finish is 11:36, so 62 minutes total. That's to this point right here. At this point, I'm just now going to bring up the menu to find out if it's there or not, and it is. We got 2012.0, which is the version that I had before that worked just fine, and then when it did its upgrade, you saw the problem. I had no waveform. You'd have audio, but no waveform. So as it turns out, it was probably not GhostBSD. I did this same exact install using ports on GhostBSD, and it worked. The version was this version, and it would not show the waveform like this one here is. And it also, when I got through with it, I installed it from PKG, and it installed a newer version yet, and it wouldn't even open. It would bring up to the splash screen and crash. So now the most important thing we got to do to this package is we got to lock this package down. A couple of ways we can do that. The easiest is go to your Octo package, left click on it and say lock, and it'll lock the package. Scroll down and find Kdenlive, and there you'll see a little lock on it, meaning that it will not update. Right there. And you can do that through the terminal just as easy. Bring it up again. I'm proud of it. I'm doing all this editing, by the way, have been using this Kdenlive. Here's my video. Got a waveform in the preview and a waveform in the menu, or in the video and audio lines. So very good. That's how you install Kdenlive using ports. Now, if this is in between on GhostBSD, install your ports first because it's not available through the typical installation. In FreeBSD it is. So install your ports first. And I'm saying here, there is a program called portdowngrade. And I could have installed that and selected a earlier version of Kdenlive and went through that. But I decided that I'll just wait. This is the version that I installed on Kdenlive, GhostBSD. And I did that through ports. And you can see there's no waveform in the preview window or in the audio window or track. Okay, so that's over with. Let me show you a couple neat little things here. First of all, let's go find that really neat command that I found that'll show you all the packages that have been installed on your system through ports. PKG info will show you these as well, I believe, but this will just show you nothing but. So gmake is first there. You saw that was installed during the installation. It had to have that first. Then there's Kdenlive, MLT, MLT-QT5, and all the rest of these were installed using ports. All right. Now, let's see. Back to here. Might as well minimize that and get that out of the picture. If you go PKG lock space -L, it'll show you that the packages are locked. Now you just do let's see, let me bring that back up. If I wanted to lock it, and in the command line or in the terminal, I just sudo PKG lock and then whatever the software is. Now, if I did this, it'd probably fail because I don't have permissions. But if I did sudo, it would tell me that it was already locked. Now, if you want to unlock it in the command line, it's very simple. Just PKG unlock Kdenlive. And that's how you lock and unlock packages in the command line. And for some reason, I just did it through Octo package because I just thought it was easier for somebody to visualize it. So anyway, if you wanted to do that in the terminal and lock a software, run PKG info, find out what all your packages are, and if you want to lock any one of them down, it doesn't have to be one that's installed through ports. It can be any package. You just run PKG lock and then the package name, or sudo, with sudo rights, super user privileges, PKG lock, and then the name. If you want to find out what packages have been locked, just PKG lock -L, and that'll tell you all the packages that have been blocked. And then this are locked, and this is Kdenlive 2012-01. So takes care of that. Well, I thank you so much for watching. And I'm sorry I didn't have my picture in here, but took me a while to even get the video done. And I appreciate you watching. If you got any comments, please share them down below. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you on another video. Peace out, guys. Bye.